Welcome to Fullerton College Football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Hey, I'm the old guy along with Corey and Ryan. We are the voices of Fullerton College sports here on Sportsnet, USA.net. This year, it's a brand new beginning with two head coaches. Phil Austin, Brian Crooks, friends of ours. We're going to talk a little more about them at halftime, Corey and Neyland. But a brand new year, brand new time. We'll see what this team can do against Santa Barbara.
Donovan Harris on the far side of the field, back deep for the Vaqueros. And we'll see who's back there with him.
So Harris on the far side. Look at Fullerton last year. 10-1 conference champions, and Ben Stewart is going to be back there with Harris. So it'll be Harris and Stewart back to receive as we get ready to kick off the 2024 Community College season here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Hope you're seeing the picture we're seeing, because this is an incredible setting for any football game. Deep kick, it's going to go to Harris. Harris is going to take it in the end zone, goes about 2 yards deep, out to the 10, turns the corner at the 15, gets taken out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Harris, a nice return.
We've got unsportsmanlike conduct already against the Hornets, and that's going to be
Justin Honore.
So Honore gets it, and you know what? He's going to get an earful from those two new head coaches. He was barking, Corey, after he made the hit. The white hat decided not to take any of that.
And up front for the Hornets are going to be Romeo Zuniga, Shafon Boyd, Damian Bergueno, and Christopher Harvey, the front four. The backers are going to be just Jeremy Naborn, number 28, Sean Malcolm, wearing number 34 in white with the blue, and Ethan Charpentier is the other back, or the cornerbacks are going to be corners and safeties, Mo Gamage, Bryant Meredith, Gavin Stewart, and Twan Johnson Jr. That's your defense for the Hornets. And the Vaqueros, Mark.
So there are two flags. Sorry, Corey. But there are two flags on the play. Fullerton lined up offsides on the kickoff, in addition to the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end of the play.
So that's going to move it all the way out to the 40-yard line. So coming out at quarterback is going to be Benny Collins. Benny Collins is going to start. Collins at quarterback, hands it straight up the middle, and they just split that defense in the interior. Gives up 5 yards on the first play. So we'll see Cameron Green should be split out. Cameron Green comes to the near side of the field. Clements goes to the far side of the field. Dominique Soares in there. Benny Collins hands it off again, up the middle. Pick up another 4. It's going to bring down 3rd down and 1 for them. So Devin Phillips picks that up. Phillips at running back.
And he's running behind the offensive line of Jackson Cooper, Maximilian Dahlhopf out of Germany, Walter Boeing, Tyler Barheit, and Adrian Chavez up front for the Vaqueros.
So Devin Harris is also in the backfield with Benny Collins. Get a little motion up there. They hand it off to Harris. Scat back, tries to get there, does not get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 4th down.
And that's Sean Malcolm, who came up and field from the outside to prevent them from picking up any yardage. 4th and short at the 50. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it does.
Mark, Corey, one thing that we've talked to Brian about a lot in the last 5 to 10 years is that in order to establish his defense, they've got to be good against the run. It turns the other team one-dimensional, and they have to open up their playbook. You see the early run stop here for Fullerton, it's going to be key.
Collins at quarterback. Harris once again comes out at running back. Green at wide receiver. Harris goes in motion. They fake it to Harris. It's enough to get across the 50. They're going to move the chains.
Phillips,
First down, Vaqueros.
Phillips one more time. Charpentier with the tackle.
So first down and 10. Crossed right at the 48-yard line. We just started this game here on SportsNetUSA.net. Clements goes to the far side of the field. First down and 10. Collins at quarterback, looks things over. Fullerton comes up on defense. Clements throws it over here. And Corey, he short arms it to the near side of the field and cannot get it to Green.
The rush was coming from the outside, pressure by Jeremy Naborn, who's poised to have an outstanding season, guys. In the mold of Jeremiah McNeely, Biso on the outside. He's going to have a strong season.
Green comes to the near side of the field. On the far side of the field, it's going to be Clements. In the slot next to him is going to be Soares. Second down and a long 10. They go with the quick little scat back. Picks up maybe one on the play.
Good move, but there was Gavin Stewart. So Gavin Stewart filling in for Kadari Kearns, second team all-conference from last year. And the other safety is going to be Twan Johnson Jr. filling in for a plethora, but most recently DeJuan Grant.
Going to the far side of the field is Clements. Ben Stewart's going to be on the slot. Collins gets ready. Big third down play. Collins, here comes the pressure. Overshoots his receiver, and it was there. Cameron Green was wide open.
It was rushed. The reason why he was wide open, again, the safety or cornerback was there. I think they were going to be short of the first down. But again, the rhythm and the rush didn't allow him to get his 1-2-3. He had to go 1-2 and throw.
Jamar Cartagena.
Cartagena,
okay. Cartagena back deep for the Hornets. Cartagena waits. Off the side of the foot. He's going to back off. It's taking a roll for the Vaqueros, and it's toes down to the 4-yard line. They're going to start off deep here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ryan, Corey, and myself, 60 years old. Guys, if we combine our years here on SportsNetUSA.net, we got over 60.
600, yeah.
600
years.
in dog years.
1,060 in dog years.
I was going to say in regular years we might be there too.
Yeah, and I have to mention Cartagena because that's what he said. He found us and said it's Cartagena.
Okay,
so
Cartagena.
make sure you get that right.
Well, if I don't, I know there's two guys that will correct me. Besides his family. Hornets come out offensively. Camacho comes to the near side of the field. In the slot next to him is Hicks. Go with an empty backfield. Nobody there. Quarterback's looking to go deep in the middle. Right on the far side of the field. We're going to get a flag on the play. So they're going to say it's against, of course, saying it's against the Hornets. Oh, okay.
So what happened is Andreas Missick-Duncombe was stepped out of bounds, came back in, and was the first touch.
Okay. Second down and 10. Max Martin. Is that Max in a quarterback there?
Still Toby.
Toby? Okay. Straight dive play up the middle. No place to go. As Toby Schmidt hands it off. It's going to bring up a third. Oh, they're actually going to be nice. They give him about a yard on the play. So here comes a plethora of receivers for Toby Schmidt. Cartagena goes out wide to the left. Schmidt looks. He goes for him. And it's a comeback route. And Ryan, on a comeback route, you have to get past the sticks to pick up a first.
Yeah, and that's something that we've talked to the receiving corps about, or excuse me, the coaching staff for the receiving corps about. Like you mentioned, Mark, the experience allows you to get to the sticks or beyond, and by the time you come back for the ball, you receive it right at the sticks to allow you to maintain the first down even if you're driven back.
And Santa Barbara did apply that pressure to make them throw that ball before he gets to that first down marker. So good defense by both squads early on.
Santa Barbara's got Harris, who's going to stand at the 45. We get a flag on the play. Burrell is the kicker. You know, I've heard our punters have done well. It's going to move it back 5 more yards.
Luke Momana last year was all conference, Mark.
Harris steps up. Pressure up. Nice spiral. Harris is right at the 45. Tries to get a little cut. Corner is set. Gets knocked down at the 41-yard line. So I'm going to say good coverage, even though 10 yards, Corey. They set the corner with Harris's speed. If you force him back to the middle, somebody should tackle him.
Yeah, and it was a 50-yard kick and a good return, so good field position for Santa Barbara.
And guys, you look at just the hang time of that ball. He kicks it about 8 yards deep in the end zone. It gets to the opposing 45. You're looking at nearly 50, 55 yards-ish in the air.
Yeah.
So Clements goes out to the far side of the field. Green comes to the near side of the field. Collins at quarterback. First down and 10 at the 40 for Santa Barbara. Looks. There's nobody there. Pressure. He slips. He's automatically down in the college game. If you go down on your own, you're down where you hit the turf. Loss of the play. Do you call that a sack, Mr. Neyland?
You know what? We're going to be generous. We were talking about generosity earlier today in the sports class. So, yes, Siobhan Boyd gets the first sack of the season for the Hornets.
It's going to bring up a second down and 16. Now all the way back at the 46. They need to get down to 30. Going, Cameron Green comes to the near side. Clemens goes to the far side once again. Collins, this time, going to give it. I'll turn on Harris. Devon Harris tries to get on. Gets maybe one on the play. It's going to bring up a third down and a long way to go.
And what Christopher Harvey does is he strings the play outside, so allows his teammates to come. And what, they only picked up 1 yard?
So Benny Collins looks over things, sees if he wants to do anything. Clements in the huddle. He's going to go to the far side of the field again. This time coming to the near side of the field is going to be Soares. Big third down. Let's see if they come with pressure. They come with just a down lineman, and that gets Collins to run, but he throws across the middle. That should be a complete pass, but I see, is that a flag in the middle of the field there?
It looks like a flag. It might be a hold on Fullerton, so we'll see. So Benny Collins, guys. So no flag. So Collins, 6'3", 220, redshirt sophomore from Alaska, Eagle River, Alaska, and Eagle River High School. Nice throw on a run.
So it's going to bring a 4th down and 4. Santa Barbara is going to go for it one more time. Again, Clements comes on the near side of the field. Collins at quarterback. Big 4th down play. Here. Hornets look like they're creeping in on the corner. They are. Here comes the pressure. Got to be a quick pass. It is. And right on the money. Beautiful play by Collins out there.
And Bryant Meredith a little late on the recognition and anticipation for getting there. Good pass, like you said, on the money, and that was caught by Luke Collins, or excuse me, Cameron Green.
So all the way down at the 28. No, I think you were right. I think it was now Green's on the far side of the field. Again, one more time, Clements comes a near side of the field. Harris still in there, running back. They hand it off to him. He goes up the middle, gets across the 30, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd down and 10.
Harris was one of those guys who had a pretty prolific career at San Joaquin Memorial High School in Fresno Basketball School up there in Fresno. But again, had a nice career, and now he's down here in Santa Barbara to do some big things.
So 2nd down and 10, right at the 28-yard line for Santa Barbara. Near side of the field is going to be Clement. Standing in the slot next to him is going to be Ben Stewart. 2nd down and 10. Collins at quarterback. Harris at running back. Harris comes out in the flat. They go over to the side. Miscommunication on routes. As you turn in, if you're Clement, you throw it out. If it's Collins, incomplete pass.
Mo Gamage on coverage. And Ryan, didn't Perry Webster have a player from San Joaquin Memorial on the team last year?
I believe you're correct. I can't think of his name at the moment.
See, it's the thing that makes me feel good because I'm not always the oldest up here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Well, you know, sometimes, Mark, the ocean air just tends to erase the memory.
Another huge 3rd down play for Santa Barbara. Collins gets everybody to go. 2 steps back. Here comes the pressure. Will dance out. Here they come after him now. Collins has lots of room. Steps up at the 30, deep to the end zone. Incomplete pass. Corey Neyland. Good coverage on the play as Wurzer can't pick it up right there.
And Brian Meredith on the coverage. I thought he was going to get a little handsy in the end zone.
So 4th down again for Santa Barbara. Well, they've been rolling the dice in this game with 6:09 to go here in the first quarter. Fullerton has had it once. The rest of the quarter has belonged to Santa Barbara. 4th down and 10. We'll see if Brian Crooks goes. Pressure comes up. Here it comes. Step, spin the quarterback. That's a sack, and that is a legitimate sack on the play. And that sack was made there by Des Palomalu. No? I thought,
Chris Harvey.
I was going to give it to Des.
No, Chris Harvey gets the sack. And, guys, he's poised to be the next big DN for the Hornets. 10 sacks is going to be called this season.
Well, if the Palomalo family's listening, remember the old guy really, really loves you. So the Hornets defense steps up. 1st down and 10 at the 30. Hand it straight up the middle. It's going to gain of 3 on the play. Elvis Bakapuna, Big Elvis, comes in there.
Mark, we saw Elvis last year be that bowling ball type of player, going into contact and able to run through guys. He was the guy who was going to break right through the hole. You saw those dive plays over and over for Fullerton. Vakapuna was the guy they could rely on.
Schmidt looks. Vakapuna picks up the blitz. Schmidt is going to take off running. Throws it out in the flat. Behind. Picked off right there at the 35-yard line. And Toby Schmidt with the movement makes sure that he gets that.
And that's Jabri Bevenu who makes the catch and saves his quarterback.
First down and 10. They hurry up offense for the Hornets. Schmidt, middle of the field, touchdown Hornets. And he drops it right there to Duffy, who finds no defenders around him, Ryan Osborn.
But you look at Schmidt, what you really like to see from Schmidt there is that as he's dropping his shoulder, he makes the guys in the backfield bite for a second. Then he loops it right over top, lays it in stride too. You and I have continuously seen at the college level guys who give it right to the receiver, not in stride, doesn't lead to a touchdown. The opposite is there, and Fullerton gets 6.
Desmond Duffy gets his first touchdown of the year. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 5:05 to go, well, it's your Hornets 7, Santa Barbara 0, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, Austin, Big Phil, feeling good. Brian Crook's defense throws the schneid at Santa Barbara. Guys, you roll them all together, you take away 7, you add 7 to it, you divide it by 22, and at the end, with 5:05 to go, it's the Hornets 7, Santa Barbara 0, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. That's called college math. Doesn't make any sense, but, you know, that's the way it is.
And guys, this first quarter thus far is something that is positive in the scheme of things, because we've been out, okay, I'm sorry, you all have been out all spring and all summer and right before this. And you were told young. We'll see how they react. Right now, offense, if we're just judging off the first 2 drives, might be ahead of schedule.
I don't know. I'm going to go defense. Ryan, it was all Santa Barbara so far in that first quarter. They didn't score.
But you look at that defense, Mark, and like we were talking about earlier, the run stop for Fullerton was good. They didn't allow for anything to go over 4 to 5 yards. In fact, the longest running play for Santa Barbara so far has been exactly 5 yards on 9 different attempts. So if you're Fullerton's defense, that defensive line, controlling things at the moment.
Yeah. Harrison Stewart back deep for Santa Barbara. Harris goes back. He's going to take it 2 yards deep. He bobbles it. He decides to bring it out. Looks for an opening in the middle. He gets hit at the 15-yard line and goes no further. So it'll be 1st down and 10 with the Hornets up by 7 and 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter at a beautiful stadium on the campus of Santa Barbara City College.
And Mark, Josh Greffin is in there on the right tackle or right end position, along with Paul Boyce on the right side. Also in the ball game, Damian Bergueno, the starter, stays in up front along with Romeo Zuniga.
So Cooper Haday in at running back with Harris. Collins at quarterback. They hand it off to Harris. Harris goes around the right side, looks to get a little hole, gets all the way up to the 25. Beautiful gain on the play. Harris has got beautiful speed, Mr. Neyland, and when it hits the corner, he goes vertical fast.
Yeah, and the offensive line did a nice job of that stretch play to get him on the outside and allow him to turn that corner.
So a gain of 8 on the play for Santa Barbara. 2nd down and 2.
7-yard gain on that play. 2nd down and 3.
Near side of the field, Soares comes out of Granite Bay. Collins at quarterback. Goes a little motion on there. Gonna hang it right up the middle. Just short of 1st down. Maybe a gain of a half a yard on the play.
Brought down by Josh Griffin of the Hornets.
So 3rd down and a short one with 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
So Greffin on the stop out of Yorba Linda High School. Let's see if they hit the right side again behind Barheit and Chavez.
Soares comes in the near side of the field. Clements in the slot next to him. Collins at quarterback. They decide to run it this way. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 4th down for Santa Barbara.
They pick up that positive 7-yard gain on the right side. They come back 2 times on the left. Off tackle on 3rd down. Off the A on the 2nd down. And they don't pick up the 1st, and now they have to punt.
Reiser comes in to punt it away. So Reiser will punt it away. Here comes the pressure. It's a low bouncer. It's going to take that hop. Goes right there. Ball's down. It was out, but it stays with Fullerton. So it looked for a second like it was fumble time, Mr. Osborn.
Yeah, and for Cartagena, what happens is he gets that ball initially, but since it is bouncing, it slows down for the guys who are trying to bring up the coverage. He gets full possession of the ball, and as soon as he does, he gets touched. That ball, Mark, if you're Fullerton, you're happy with that ball bouncing and the luck that you got there because it hit his right shoulder, popped into the air and popped right back into his hands while he was on the floor.
First down and 10, right at the 42. Peters comes in at running back. Schmidt at quarterback. First down and 10. All of a sudden, we're one person short. So they hold things up. Coming to the near side of the field, it's going to be Xavier Hicks. Who come to the near side of the field. Peters. They hand it off to Peters. Trying to turn the corner. Gets back, maybe. I think it's a little short. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a good up front coverage or defense by Joseph Nanai. He's joined by Angel Amador. All conference and all league, Nicholas Batar up front. Also Monty Hallis and Connor Lopez on D.
Brandon Phillips now in a tight end for the Hornet. Peter stays in at running back. Schmidt goes back, looks middle of the field, drops it on the money. Hands, baby, hands. Taken down, picked up right there as Bills pulls it in.
Kavion Bills, nice job, nice catch, nice throw. Thought he threw it into traffic, but he said, nope, he didn't. He knew what he was doing. We'll finish that defense for the Santa Barbara team. And we'll finish that up. Dietrich Abinay, Anthony Artis, Sean Mays in the secondary, along with Joseph Mason Pacheco, Sean McGee, and Jack Myers, the linebacker, wearing number 5 on D in black.
Hicks comes in near side of the phone. Missick Duncombe at running back now for the Hornets. Schmidt staying there, looking good at quarterback. Hands it right up the middle. Nice, strong run, gain of 5. And so far the offensive line, guys, the offensive line core seems to be doing their job for the Hornets.
Yeah, and we talk about young, but there are 2 guys on the offensive line for the Hornets that have a lot of experience backing up last year, Preston Jeffs and Braden Cook, number 73 and 75 respectively.
Out to the wide right, Quentin Henry Jr. is now in at wide receiver. Schmidt is going to go over that side. Looks the other way. He's going to take it himself. Toby stays on his feet. Finally goes down. Nice little pickup of a few more yards. It's going to bring a 3rd down and doable. Probably from 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Hornets.
So we mentioned the left and right tackles. Mikado Walker. Also up front, Hayden Frazier and Corey Rivera Zamora round out that offensive line for Fullerton.
Cartagena comes in the slot, the near side of the field. Along with him is going to be Quentin Underwood out there. Hicks gets ready. 2-step drop, throws it over. First down and 10 on a quick out on the far side of the field. And a nice catch by Jabri. Okay.
Last year I had him as Jabri, so.
Okay. Corey went down there and said, I want to make sure I get everybody's name right. First down 10.
But again, quarterback, 1-2 throw.
Yeah.
Nice job by Toby out of Tustin. Not known for a prolific passing attack at the high school level.
We're going to get time out on the field as that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Hornets 7, Santa Barbara nothing here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan, Corey, the old guy. We looked at last year, 10-1 overall, conference champs, 7-0. Lost in the first round against Ventura. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. You looked at the offense last year, 410 yards a game. Running 166, throwing 244 last year. Santa Barbara 4-6, 2-5 in conference, ended up in 6th place. They had 320 yards in total, 96 running, 224 in passing. Not too bad last year. Ryan Osborn, we quickly talked about the 2 head coaches. I'm going to go to you. You visited with both these guys. Dual head coaches going to work this year?
I think it will, and I think that one of the big things that you'll see with this program and why it will work is because of the familiarity. It's not like you're looking at two guys who are brand new to this program. Brian Crooks has been here for well over 25 years. He knows this program in and out. Phil Austin has been with this program for over 15 years. He knows this program in and out. Both of these two guys coached on the defensive side of the ball for Fullerton 4 years. They know each other. They have that chemistry. So I think when you look at it, if it was two completely brand new coaches to the Fullerton College program, it'd be difficult. I think in this case, it'll work well.
First down and 10, right at the 20. Bakapuna in at running back. Toby Schmidt gets up, cross the middle, just a little long. And Corey, I don't know. I think if the receiver doesn't get his hand up, it's a good chance to get picked on the backside.
There was that opportunity, and David Kabongo was there. Good job by Bevanu to prevent that. Wide receivers look pretty impressive. We asked the coaches, do they run routes well? Well,
we got told they run routes. That's what we got told. They run routes, yeah. Second down and 10 at the 20. They fake it to Bakapuna. Schmidt keeps it, goes straight up the middle. Quarterback keeper, gain of 4.
And it's interesting, guys. The wide receivers that were lost last week, Leland Smith is gone. He's a big guy, got all the numbers. But who's going to fill in for a guy like Christian Stewart, who was clutch last year? When you needed big plays, he seemed to be the guy to make those plays.
Cartagena to the near side of the field. Herbert in the slot on the far side of the field. Bakapuna at running back. Schmidt at quarterback. Third down. They go over to Cartagena. Back! Shoulder pass. Touchdown, Fullerton College. Corey Neyland, you couldn't ask for a receiver to run that route better.
You could have asked for him, but he wouldn't have. I mean, that was just a beautiful route, beautiful throw. They knew what they wanted to do. Back shoulder, catches with his hands, doesn't bring it down, and he beats the DB, Ben Antoine.
So we'll attempt the extra point. And so right now the Hornets, all cylinders are working. Ball is spotted, kick is up, the kick is good. With 14-14 at the beginning of the second quarter, it's the Hornets 14, Santa Barbara looking for something, a spark somewhere here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland walking to the ledge. It's not time to jump yet. It's looking good right now if you're a Hornet fan.
Last year's game, 27-14 Hornets with the win, but not at any time last year were they as crisp on offense as they were in these 2 touchdown drives.
And I'm going to get to you two guys at halftime because I really want to know how important it is for a co-coaching tandem to work, which we all, 3 of us, think this one will.
Yeah, I'm going with Ryan's answers.
Okay. Stewart to the far side of the field. 14-0 right now. Harris to the near side of the field. Defense looking solid for Brian Crooks. Offense. Keenan looks like he's pulling out all the right stops as offensive coordinator. Taken right there. Harris looking for something. Stays on his feet, crawls across the 20. It'll be first down and 10 right at the 21 for Santa Barbara.
Justin Honore, another special teams tackle for him.
If you just got here, the setting is beautiful. We're right on the ocean. So it's one of those settings that you just say, you know, state championship. Corey Neyland already voted it should be here at this stadium.
First and 10, Santa Barbara from.
And for Fullerton in white in the blue numbers, 52, Caleb Hadley into the ball game, along with 58, Caleb Smith.
Phillips and Harris in the backfield at running back. Collins at quarterback, looks to go over the middle. Just can't thread the needle to Cameron Green. Is Green, I don't know, Corey, looked like he might have given up on the route when he made his turn.
It was well covered. Fullerton, it wasn't quite a zone. It was, look, you know what it looked like. It looked like a matchup zone in basketball.
2nd down and 10 for Santa Barbara. Near side of the field is Green. Far side of the field is Munch. Collins at quarterback. Harrison Phillips in the backfield. They go out to Harris. Harris gets out of the first one, sidesteps the second one, gets across the 30. First down, Santa Barbara.
Good quickness by Donovan Harris. Slips out of the tackle by Evan Charpentier, and that allowed him to pick up the first down. Got help on the outside with the block, and they moved the chains for the first time in a while.
Ben Stewart now in at running back. At wide receiver, along with Cameron Green. First down and 10, right at the 33. They hand it off to Harris. Hits the line of scrimmage, gets stopped, and then it's gang tackle time right at the 35. They're going to give him almost the 36-yard line. So it's a nice little move right there as the defense now starting to feel comfortable with each other and next to each other out there. Collins, 6'3" out of Eagle River, Arkansas. 2nd down and a long 6. Collins goes back, throws it, down low, you go down to your knee, it's there. So right at the sticks. So it's probably Alaska, it's AK, so we're gonna make it Alaska instead of my mistake. I get the assurance by my 2 older partners here on sports.usa.net as they decide, hey, he's got enough. It's gonna be right there at the 44. Let's give a first down to him. So 1st down and 10 for Santa Barbara on the move here in the 2nd quarter. Green comes near side of the field. In the slot next to him is going to be Stewart. Collins goes back, rolls out this direction. They're bringing a linebacker. Collins is going to turn. He's down. Sack for defense.
The 3rd sack of the game for the Fullerton defense, and Evan. Why do I keep calling him Evan? Ethan Charpentier makes his 3rd tackle of the game and his 1st sack of the season. I mean, he came a long way from his linebacker position.
So big play by the Hornets. Devin Phillips now comes in the game. Add a couple more running backs. Clement's still out there. Cameron Green. Go to the far side of the field. That's going to be Aaron Jackson to the far side of the field now. Going back, trying to find, throw it out here in the flat. Little wrestling going on there as Phillips catches it, gets it out to the 42. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Giovanni Welch, the Highlander from the Harbor, said he was not getting away.
So it's 3rd down, my mistake. 3rd down and a long 2 yards. Benny Collins doing well at quarterback. Going to the far side of the field is going to be Green. All by himself on an island out there. Phillips still in at running back. Look at Collins at quarterback. See what he does. Collins goes 2 steps back. They come after him. Collins going to pull it down. Gets knocked out of bounds. He should make it to the 45. Right there. It's going to bring up 4th down, 9 yards to go. So the defense again, gentlemen, you've got to look at what Brian Crooks' defense, everybody's staying at home, doing what they're supposed to do. Cartagena back deep. He's going to be standing at the 15 for your Hornets. Pressure on the outside, almost. He's going to catch it, bounce on it, picks it off from 2 inches. He's going to look at the 2, goes down. There's a flag. There's a flag right in the middle.
It looked like he called for a fair catch. Oh, there's a flag at the 36.
Yeah, there's
okay.
yeah. But I don't think they're calling it on what you think it should get called on, Corey, because they threw it into the pile.
I believe it was a hold on that far side, so that's what he runs into is the hold.
Oh, okay, because it looked like
So did you think he signaled for a fair catch?
I thought it was a fair catch because he waved his arm and then caught it on the short hop.
So they're going to move it back to the 25 with 9:44 to go. It's the Hornets 14, Santa Barbara 0.
And Santa Barbara's gunner thought the same thing because he completely stopped on the play.
Vakapuna comes back in. So Schmidt looks like he has come out of the game. So it's Max Martin. Is it Schmidt? No, it's Schmidt. Is it Max Martin or Schmidt? I'm gonna stick.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out. Nice move. Turn the corner. Likes to run, and that is Max Martin because Max Martin is the running quarterback. So Max Martin likes to run at a quarterback. Out of Phoenix, Arizona. Went to Camelback High School. We got a flag on the play. So Max Martin in at quarterback, the running quarterback for this Hornet team. Hit to the helmet. Corey Neyland's going to say that's what he thinks it is.
That's what they're discussing to see if it was a targeting.
Oh, okay. So we're having a discussion on the field with 9:35 to go, and the Hornets up by 14 here in the first half on Sportsnet, USA.net. Don't forget Santa Ana football, East LA football, all going right now here on Sportsnet, USA.net. All 6 o'clock starts like us. So we're going to move the chains. Flag is picked up. First down and 10 at the 35. Martin stays in at quarterback.
It's a first down for Fullerton.
Justin in at running back. Again, Corey, his last name?
Honore.
Honore. Justin Honore. They keep it again. And Max runs the football. This is what we got told. He may not throw like everybody else, but boy, can he run. Honore comes out of the game. In the game for the Hornets, Jared Peters comes in at running back. Peters comes in. Aiden Bravo now to the near side of the field.
4-yard gain on that play, second down.
Hand it off. Turn the corner. Great turn. Peters trying to make the corner. See where they mark him out of bounds at the far side of the field. It's going to be at the 43. Oh no, it's actually they got him right out at the 41. Third down and 4. Here on sports.usa.net. 14-0 Hornets. Everybody has been on the same page so far for your Fullerton College Hornets. Martin looks things over. See what he does. Martin goes back, throws out in the slot. On the money. Nice catch and turn right there by Bravo. Bravo comes back across the middle. Midfield gets gain all the way down to 48. They move the chains. Once again, everybody's on the move. Bravo makes a catch. And what do? They reward him by saying, come on over to the bench.
But they got like 30 wide receivers on the team.
They do. Quentin Henry Jr. goes to the far side of the field. He was at the near side of the field. Kristen Camacho down there along with Quentin Underwood to the near side of the field. Martin straight down the middle. Martin hands it, and it's just a beautiful run down the middle of the field. It looked like Peters, one more step, he was off and running. Cross the 40 to 38. Hurry up offense. They'll set the chains and the Hornets takes off. They hand it off again. They said, you know, Peters, why don't you try the right side? Gets a gain of 2. So the offense is moving the ball well, and we'll be talking about it because we've heard a lot of interesting things, Ryan Osborn and Corey Neyland, about this team. And right now, it doesn't look like the team we heard about. Second down and a long 8, right at the 35-yard line. Max Martin goes back, middle of the field, drops it right in the middle of the field. Max Martin drops that to Desmond Duffy, and Desmond Duffy comes away with it. We get a flag at the end of the play. So Duffy looking good. I tell you what, we were told that none of these guys could read, that maybe they should take, you know, first grade reading. I tell you, they've been reading all the open receivers so far tonight here on sports.usa.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a car that's parked in the no parking zone.
So Anthony Artis,
It is a black Scion XD.
So that's going to move.
798. It is in a no parking zone and will be towed.
Gets moved all the way down to the 12. So they bring in a new quarterback, and everybody looks at, why? Max Martin looks back, plants his feet, goes up far corner. Is it a touchdown? Incomplete pass.
just a little bit out to Cartagena. Well covered on the play by Joseph Mason Pacheco.
So they bring in everybody. Let's watch for the tight end, Brandon Phillips. They've got him as a wide receiver. They play him as a tight end. He's on the left side of the line right now. Gonna run it straight up the middle. That's going to go to Missick Duncombe.
First time.
Yeah.
So Duncombe did a nice job. And even a better job, again, was Anthony Artis. He picks up the personal foul but makes the tackle there.
3rd down and 10, right from the 12.
So he said Martin is a running quarterback, right, Mark?
Yep.
Get him on the outside right here?
I would, yeah. I fake the dive play and take off. So big 3rd down play for the Hornets. They go back, Martin goes back, pressure, slant, right across the middle. Good coverage on the play to break it up.
Sean Mays deflects it away. Throw just a step behind Cartagena, and Mays does a nice job of tapping it away, forcing a field goal.
And Corey, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that Cartagena actually played a little bit of defense on that play. He gets his hand in there. Otherwise, it does land in the defender's hands.
5:53 to go. 14-0 Hornets, trying to make it 17. They'll place it at the 19. You add 10, a 29-yard attempt. Ball is spotted. The kick is up. And the kick is good. So the Hornets, every time they get an opportunity, well, it's like candy. They'll just take a little more, a little more, a little more. You know, soon they're going to be a diabetic before this game is over here on sportsnet.usa.net.
You mentioned other games on sportsnet.usa.net, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Ryan Osborn scoreboard. East Los Angeles scoreboard. Scoreboard. Said candy.
I did. He's on a high already.
East LA 14, Grossmont nothing. That's in the first quarter, probably in the second quarter by now. Saddleback down 21-6 over Ventura. And we'll see about Santa Ana in just a moment.
Here comes Scott Giles and saying, Corey, can I have your inhaler? Ryan's going to yell out and say, only 18 more steps.
No, it's about right there.
It's right there where I went. I'm not going to exactly. Scott just gave me a Mark Pavlovich joke. I'm not going to make it, Mark. Scott's had his workout today, too. I made it once, Scott. That's enough. 17-0 here in the first half. The Hornets Started off slowly, and now the engine is running. High, pooch kick, taken right there. Fumbled at the 13, looking to make a turn. Makes that turn, nice run by Kaysen. Kaysen gets down, shoved out of bounds at the 40. And there's a flag back at the 26. They're going to make it at the 25-yard line. Holding against Santa Barbara. So they're going to move it back after a nice run. So they will mark it back 10 yards from the 25. That takes it to the 15. And they'll start right there. Santa Barbara looking. Defense looks over. Tries to get something going. They're going to take a rod, hand it off to Harris. Comes off a right tackle. Gets stopped right there.
Mark, new safety on the field. 21 is Jeremiah Green. Far side corner is Justin Smith, newly into the ball game. He's the corner wearing number 27. And Derek Bermudez, the other safety, 29, in the white uniforms and the blue numbers.
Devin Phillips comes in at running back. Collins still at quarterback. Harris on the other side at running back. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for Santa Barbara. Quick throw behind the receiver. 3 defensive guys there, Corey, and 2 more rolling over quickly. If the ball is caught, it'll be a first down, but that's about it.
Yeah, it was a good route. But again, Underwood was there, but like you said, behind. Collins threw it behind him, and he did have a seam.
So Ben Stewart comes in the game. Luke Collins comes to the near side of the field. Stewart in the slot on the far side of the field. Collins at quarterback. Harris at running back. 3rd down and 8. They're trying to get to him. Goes out here in the flat. They cover Harris. The ball is down there. Slide, catch. They're going to call it a catch right at the 35-yard line. Beautiful catch right there.
That ball hit the floor.
By Green.
Mark, that ball hits the floor, brings up pellets before it comes up into the receiver's hands. Brian Crooks on the other side of the field is close to irate because that ball from up here, we could see it hit the floor just prior to.
So a break for Santa Barbara on that one. Get a 1st down and 10 right at the 35. 1st down and 10. Going to move one more time. They come up and play man-to-man, bump and run, trying to go out here. Come after the quarterback. Corey Neyland, another sack. Ball comes out. Fullerton says they got it. And they do at the 30-yard line.
I believe there's a phrase for this, Corey. It's called ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. Romeo Zuniga says ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. I got it here. But what makes that sack happen and that fumble happen? The far side corner. You talked about, can the young guys listen? Justin Smith listened phenomenally because as they were crossing on his side, the receiver comes out, the back comes in, the back goes out. He lets him go inside as he has help from his linebacker. He picks up the back on the outside, nowhere for Collins to throw.
Max Martin still comes in at quarterback. Vaca Puna, the running back. Vaca Puna slips out, going deep. Corey Neyland, is that an interception? It is. As the ball is thrown up, and if you're an offensive player, you must play defense, and that just wasn't done.
Ben Antoine just out-muscled Bevenu in the end zone. So big turn of events. Ball don't lie. Ball is forgiven. Ball is ever present.
Omnipresent even?
So in other words, the Balls family was watching SportsNetUSA.net, heard you two rant and rave, and said, hey, tell the officials. You know, we'll take everybody as a viewer here on SportsNetUSA.net, no matter if they're animated or not. Big first down and 10 at the 20. So we'll see what Santa Barbara can do. They get that turnover, back-to-back turnovers. Throw it out in the flat to Harris. He makes the first guy miss with a little shake and big, and that gets it all the way out to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, left Naborn standing there. And again, he was in position, but not where he wanted or needed to be in the first spot. But again, Donovan Harris, very shifty out there. Good pickup.
So they come out. Coming out the near side of the field, Cameron Green. Ben Stewart goes to the far side of the field. Harris still at running back. They play bump and run. Here comes the pressure. Got the quarterback rolling. Getting to the back of the thing. Pass. Ball comes up. They throw a flag. And Mr. Neyland, I got to ask why. I mean, Ben was there, but you're saying it's a face mask?
It looks like it's going to be a face mask on the tip. As he comes across, a hand catches the face mask. They could see if it's going to pick it up or not. But we saw the face mask. It's not a pass interference. Not a pass interference. It looked like a face mask on a swipe through.
Ryan, you had it through a lens. Do you think it was a clean?
Well, to me, Mark, I wasn't able to actually see the play as well as Corey was. On my end, I was more focused on the quarterback and the end of play on that side.
And so they do pick up the flag. The ball was tipped. So, Corey, it would have been a pass interference call.
Yeah,
that's off because the ball was tipped.
Well, yeah, and it shouldn't have been a pass interference because the ball and the player were there at the same time to meet the receiver, and that's Mo Gamage getting looked at. If you're the Hornets, I thought he caught the face mask on a swipe through, and I thought that's why they called through the flag. But I was wrong.
Yeah, and so it's like when somebody will ask, if a ball is tipped, then the receiver is fair game. I can go and run over a receiver on a tipped pass to try and get to the football, so it's not pass interference. So with 3:22 to go here in the first half, it's the Hornets 17, Santa Barbara 0 on Sportsnet, USA.net. Going to the far side of the field is going to be Aaron Jackson now in there. Harris stays in at running back. You'll watch and see what Jackson does. Benny Collins at quarterback. Big third down again for Santa Barbara. Third and a long 4. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Collins is going to pull it down. He does. He gets hit, but he crawls across the 30. That's going to move the chains.
Collins on the keeper.
So we just stop it. So Collins gets hurt. So we should have a new quarterback coming in. So it's going to be Sanders coming in at quarterback. So Sanders will come on in. 5'9". Granite Hills out of San Diego, California. Big 1st and 10 at the 30. Goes back. Here comes the pressure. They're coming after him. He is taken down. He was running the ball. It's not a sack. It's a tackle for loss for the defense.
And that's Chris Harvey's second tackle, or first tackle for loss. Has a sack early in the ball game. And here comes Palomalu in for him.
Benny Collins comes back in the game. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 14 right there
Sanders brought down
from the 27.
on that play.
And we're going to walk it all the way down to the 2-minute warning. With 2 minutes to go in the first half, it's the Hornets 14, Santa Barbara 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Don't call it a 2-minute warning. Call it a 2-minute timeout. The new rule in college football here.
So one of the things that when I first saw it, they call it the 2-minute timeout. It's the 2-minute warning. It's the 2-minute timeout.
warning.
It's the 2-minute break. It's whatever you want to call it. They're stopping action at 2 minutes. So people, you like the terminology. It don't matter. So there's a timeout. Clock don't run. It's a warning. It's a timeout. It's a chance for us to catch our breath and me grab my inhaler.
There you go. So Fullerton guys so far, with time out on the field, the defense has done what we hope most Brian Crook's defenses do, and the offense has bailed them out with points.
Well, Mark, you go back to that Riverside game. What we thought that they did extremely well was contain the very mobile quarterback. The way that they did that is those edge rushers kept the edge. They didn't allow for the guy to get out towards the outside of the hash marks, and it forced everything inside. You're seeing this very simple for Santa Barbara. If they get their QB outside the hash marks, they're getting positive yardage. When Fullerton contains them inside that pocket, they get a lot of success.
2nd down and 14 with 2 minutes to go. Here they come, up the middle. Once again, this time, slide right at, boy, they were generous on that. He started the slide at the 30. That's where they should spot it. Oh, my eyes aren't getting too bad, are they? Because that's where they put it here on sportsnetusa.net. 3rd down and 10 with 1:40 to go. So Santa Barbara would like to find something. Going to the far side of the field is going to be Benny Stewart. Benny Stewart will see what he's done. Big 3rd down for Santa Barbara. See if the Hornets call a timeout if they make a stop. You're going to throw it out to Harris in the flat. Harris will turn the thing, get a 1st down on the play. Nice little run by Harris.
And that's strictly what speed does for you out there, as he runs right by Sean Malcolm and picks up that 1st down.
Easton Clements goes to the far side of the field. Luke Collins is going to go with him on the far side. They go over, look in the middle of the field. This time again, sack on the play.
And that's Stephon Boyd, his 2nd sack tonight. And that's the 4th sack in this first half of play for the Hornets.
So a loss of 5 on the play, 2nd down and 15, 44 seconds to go. We're going to get flags, and it's illegal procedure against Santa Barbara. Move it back 5 yards. 41.4 before we get to the half. The Hornets are feeling good, 17-0. Santa Barbara's looking for something that they can hang their helmet on. Hasn't seen it so far. Aaron Jackson comes to the near side of the field. Benny Stewart standing next to him. Harris at running back. Collins at quarterback. Here they come. Collins throws it out to Harris. Harris in the flat. Turns the corners of 40. Runs out of bounds. It gets taken out deep. I thought for a second they might throw a flag, but they did not on the play. 14.4. Here to go. One more big play. Back in the game, Devin Phillips comes in. Phillips, good running back, also be a receiver. Phillips in at running back. So Phillips will look to pick up some of the action. Cameron Green on an island by himself, the far side of the field. Here they come. Looks like they're after him. They're looking at a quarterback, so got to throw it over the middle of the field. Coming back, picked by the Hornets, and interception on a wonderful reaction to Ryan, which would almost be a tip drill.
No, it was indeed, and you look at the reaction by the secondary as well. They look up and they see that the quarterback is scrambling but coming towards the play. 2 receivers come back for the ball, but all 3 defensive backs on that side of the field react with them. They anticipate it, they get the tip, and they're able to take it away.
So do you, Corey Neyland, are you, with 3.5 seconds, you're going to throw it as deep as you can, or are you just going to let the half go?
We're going.
Okay. Toby Schmidt back in, is it not?
I don't know.
No, I think you're right, Corey. I think Max is really out there again. I thought they might bring back Toby. Bakapuna goes in motion from right to left. Max Martin steps up. Max Martin drops the ball. The Hornets recover it, and that's how we end the half. So as that brings us at the end of the half, it's the Hornets 17, Santa Barbara 0, here on Sportsnet USA.net. Ryan Osborn, I'm going to flip over to you right now. and let you bring up some things. I don't know if you're looking at the scoreboard or
Sounds
what you
good
might
to
be
me.
looking at.
Yep, I was planning on taking a look at the scoreboard and then also giving everyone an update on the rankings and how things will shake out, at least from the preseason on in the CCCAA and the SCFA as well. So I'll see you guys, well, we'll call it just about 4 minutes left in the half.
Okay, so Ryan Osborn, take a little trip around the 3C, 2A football here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
So once again, we want to thank Mark Pavlovich for giving us the call there, and Corey Neyland, our broadcast team for the Fullerton College Hornets for more than 20 years, giving you Fullerton College football live here on Sportsnet, USA.net. My name is Ryan Osborn, and I'm joining you here at the half as we get set to talk about the rankings in the 3C2A. That's right, it's no longer the CCCAA as most people will know it, but it is the 3C2A that gives us this beautiful setting. Santa Barbara City College overlooking the Pacific Ocean. You see there, you get the ocean in the background just across the road, and as both teams head into the half, it is Fullerton College 17 and the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara City College 0. So that's the end of the first half of play. But as we take a look at the preseason rankings in the state of California, well, you have to start with the team that won Southern California this last year. Remember, Fullerton College last year went into that final matchup against Riverside not sure whether or not they were going to make the playoff. They either needed a win at Riverside or they needed some help from the Golden West matchup against Mount Sac. Ended up that Fullerton pulled out a victory inside of the last 2 minutes to give them an automatic bid into the playoffs. But as Mark mentioned earlier in this broadcast, a 10-0 regular season doesn't help you if you're not able to get past that first round, as Fullerton College does end up losing their matchup in the first round to Ventura. They lose a lot of that leadership and experience moving on to big things in the Division I, Division II, Division III, and NAIA levels. Lots of experience from starters on offense, starters on defense, and starters on special teams as well. So when Fullerton flips the page and looks over to this next season, one thing that is interesting to see when it comes to Fullerton College is how they start off years. It's always intriguing to watch Fullerton when they start off years because in the last 10 years that I have been a part of this broadcast team, Fullerton College has gone 8-2 in their opening matchups. And each and every time that they win their opening matchup, it usually bodes for great things throughout the regular season. You go back to last year, Fullerton got a win over top of Santa Barbara City College. It took them a little bit to get rolling. Remember, that first half, a lot of it belonged to Santa Barbara City College. But on the other side, when Fullerton in that second half was able to get themselves a rally, they got some points on the board. They win it 27-14. And you look at things 5 weeks afterwards and you say, okay, you know what? That Santa Barbara game really did set the table for Fullerton. So how does it help when Fullerton gets that opening win? It sets things up for the offense and the defense to start off with that experience, get those guys into games. But that was kind of a rabbit hole there. We bring it back to that Riverside matchup. Fullerton College played Riverside for the right to be a conference champion. Fullerton ended up with that conference championship in the regular season, but that team that they played in Riverside City College did great things in the postseason. They beat Mount Sac. They end up winning Southern California. They go on, they win the state title. 12-1 record for Riverside City College. Their only loss, Fullerton College in the regular season finale. But in winning the state title, as is usually tradition, the state champion does end up getting the #1 overall record when it comes to preseason rankings. The JCAB Coaches Football Poll for the preseason, which begins on September the 2nd. Not necessarily that the week begins on September the 2nd. There are no games on September 2nd, but that's the start of the week for everything. That's when they bring out those preseason polls, and it starts with Riverside City College in the #1 spot with 9 first-place votes, San Mateo right behind them. So San Mateo back-to-back Northern California representative championships as they won Northern California each of the last 2 years. They have faced Riverside each of the last 2 years with 1 win, 1 loss. San Mateo comes in at #2 with 3 first-place votes, an 11-2 record, with Mount Sac right behind them at #3. Now, Mount Sac, if you remember last year, for those of you who did watch the Mounties throughout the season, Mount Sac had a very veteran lineup as well. It's going to be interesting to see what look they will have coming into this season of 2024 play. They come in at the number 3 spot. We go back to Northern California with American River, who is always, continuously in the last 15 years, putting themselves in position to compete for not just the Northern California Championship, but also a state and national championship as well. If you remember, in 2016, Fullerton College played American River for the right for that state title. Fullerton College ends up the victor there. But American River, year in and year out, over the last 15 years, they find themselves towards the top of the rankings. They will do exactly that once again to start off this season. Last year, 10-2 season. This year, ranked number 4. Now, your Fullerton College Hornets do end up as the number 5 spot, 10-1 last year, as we mentioned. Ventura being the only loss for this Hornet squad. And for Fullerton College, they finish off at the number 5 spot, which is actually better than how they started last year. Last year, they started the season in the top 10, but they were sitting at number 7. This year, they start off at number 5, and they will be in the top 5 from the preseason rankings. We'll see how that continues to go, depending on the result of this one before you. San Francisco, back up north we go with a 9-2 record, followed by Ventura and Golden West. Both of those two Southern California teams, we mentioned Golden West was right there trying to get themselves into the playoff. They faced Mount Sac in the season finale trying to get themselves in because all they needed was a win over top of Mount Sac to get themselves in. They were not able to do so, and Golden West looks to improve on that from last season. Golden West has been very good each of the last 4 years of play. Remember, they have a couple of playoff appearances under their belt, a Southern California Championship playoff appearance as well under their belt, and they finish with the number 8 spot in the preseason poll. Butte and Modesto round out the top 10. Butte, of course, Fullerton College fans very familiar with that team from 2013, but Butte, the last 25 years, it's plain and simple. That has been nearly a dynasty in Northern California, as they always have a very strong team that they put up and have the ability to go out and present in the Northern California ranking. So Butte with number 9, Modesto with number 10, and that rounds out the top 10. To finish off the top 25 in rapid fire, it is El Camino, San Diego Mesa, who is in Fullerton College's conference and division. We will see them later on this season at home at Hal Scherbeck Field. Citrus with Fresno, along with Allen Hancock, then Canyons and Bakersfield with Cerritos and Reedley. Saddleback brings up the top 20 as they slot in right at number 20 with Sierra and Laney, Long Beach, Palomar, and Diablo Valley finishing off the top 25. Now, in that mention just a few moments ago, in rounding out that top 15 and top 25, we bring it to College of the Canyons, who sits at number 16. Last year, not really the type of season that they would have liked. They end up as a 6-5 record. And if you remember, this is a Canyons team that has continuously given Fullerton College a lot of issues in the early halves of seasons. Now, Fullerton has been able to have a winning record against them. In fact, if I remember correctly, they are 3-0 in each of their last 3 meetings against Canyons, 2-0 in each of their last 2 meetings on the road. Now, the reason why I bring up Canyons is because, well, Fullerton's going to play them next week. Don't forget, September the 14th at 6 p.m., it is the home opener for Fullerton College and the 2nd annual Hal Scherbeck Classic at Hal Scherbeck Field on the campus of Fullerton College. Now, that's not the only big thing about the home opener for Fullerton College. Don't forget, if you are a member of the campus or you are nearby in Southern California, there will be an event on campus cruising to the college. A lot of old-style cars. A lot of the community is going to get together. They're going to have some food. They're going to celebrate. They're going to get themselves ready for the football game at nighttime. And it's going to be an opportunity for the community to come together and just celebrate being a part of Fullerton College, being a part of the city of Fullerton, being a part of the immediate surrounding community around Fullerton College. So if you have the opportunity, cruising to the college will be throughout the entire day. It will finish before game time, and game time, of course, will be a 6 p.m. start. That will be right back here, this same spot that you are watching tonight's matchup. SportsNetUSA.net will bring you all the action with Corey and Mark once again on the play-by-play and the call. Now, Canyons will be next week. The week after, Fullerton College will go to East LA. And if you're thinking to yourself, all right, you guys went out to Santa Barbara, you're at home against Canyons, then you go out to East LA, surely the next game is at home? Well, you would be incorrect, because Fullerton is going to go out to Mount San Jacinto. That's right, 3 of the first 4 games for the Fullerton College Hornets will be on the road, and they will have some, well, more than enough time to travel for each of those 3 games. Tonight's game, of course, about 2.5 hours down the road from Fullerton out here in Santa Barbara. East LA is about a 45-minute drive, depending on traffic, going towards LA and up the 5. And if you're looking at Mount San Jacinto, you're looking about an hour-and-a-half drive away. So Fullerton starts on the road. That month of September will be full of road trips for Fullerton College, and they will have plenty of opportunity to get that experience for those younger players. Remember, Corey and Mark, as the first and second quarters unraveled themselves, mentioned that this coaching staff said that they have a lot of youth. They are looking for more experience from these guys in the early few weeks, so that way they can rely on them going forward and get themselves into position to get back into the playoff. An excellent opportunity and way to do that is to kind of put them right through the ring or the fire in the start of the season. You go 3 of the 4 first weeks on the road. It gets the team a lot closer, and it gives them a lot better chance to get used to how they're going to go out and play in very different environments than it would be at home. So, Canyons next week. The week after is East LA. And to wrap up the month of September, it will be Fullerton College on the road at Mount San Jacinto. So, we gave you the top 25. We gave you the month of September for Fullerton. Now let's take a look at the overall scoreboard in the state of California. So we'll be hopping around just a little bit from Southern California to Northern California, but let's break things down as we see it and as the results come in. American River, 35-18. They have the lead over top, that just went final. American River over top of Sequoias, 35-18. They got 14 in the first, 13 in the third quarter, and they never looked back. As American River, one of the top 5 teams in the state of California in the preseason rankings, gets their first win of the season. Siskiyou gets a 29-21 win over top of Coalinga. Siskiyou will go to 1-0. They got an early lead. They weren't going to give it back up. Coalinga tried to get themselves back in it. They were close at the end of the fourth quarter, but they finished just about 8 points away at 29-21. Butte gets themselves a 1-0 record as they beat Reedley. Remember, Reedley had that undefeated season a couple of years ago. They have continuously gotten better and better as each of the last 10 years has progressed. An American Conference team that routinely beats national division or national conference opponents. But Reedley in this one, well, Butte said, hello, we are Butte and we have the pedigree, as Butte gets a 45-17 win over top of Reedley. Sacramento City gets a win, 24-20 at home over Feather River, and they will go to 1-0. LA Southwest beats West LA in a battle of LA teams, 20-18. That one was close, with West LA getting 12 points in the fourth quarter to bring it to a 2-point game, but they just weren't able to retake the lead. And a 20-18 final as LA Southwest takes the win over West LA. Redwoods and Merced, 33-7, a final, as Redwoods will take a 1-0 record. Again, 33-7, 17 points in the third, none in the fourth, but Redwoods, it wouldn't really matter as they were well over top and they were able to bring in their second and third string players by the end of the third quarter of play. 33-7 the final there. Los Medanos over top of Carrillo, 31-16, a 15-point win for Los Medanos. They go to 1-0. Down here in Southern California, Golden West 24, Bakersfield 13. An 11-point lead for Golden West as they are on the road at the Bakersfield Bowl. Remember, SportsNetUSA.net, many years broadcasting this Fullerton College squad. We have gone out there to do games. It is quite the drive out there. Golden West had to do that for game number 1, and they take an 11-point lead going into the final 2 minutes of that one. So Golden West trying to get themselves a 1-0 record as they are in the top 10. San Francisco, who's ranked right behind Fullerton College at number 6, 21-21. They are tied with 6:37 remaining in the third quarter. Again, San Francisco, the number 6 team in California, with Santa Rosa equal at 21 with 6:37 left to go in the third quarter. Moore Park in Palomar here in Southern California. That is at Palomar, 16-3. A 3-point lead for Palomar with 9:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. Most of the games that, didn't end up getting that 6 p.m. start are either done or getting to the final frames. That's one of those instances with Palomar trying to hang on. Less than 9 minutes to go in that one. Orange Coast and Allen Hancock. Orange Coast hosting Allen Hancock, and Allen Hancock says, hey, you know what? We're in the top 15, and we're going to play like it. 42-7, the total at the moment, with about 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Allen Hancock up big over top of the Pirates to this point. With about 1 minute left to go before the half, Citrus 21, Canyon 7, with 1 minute left in the second quarter. As Citrus looks to continue their winning ways. Remember, a couple years ago, they had an undefeated record. Last year, they had a winning record as well. They had the longest winning streak in California at one point last year, but that ended up coming to a close. But they're saying, you know what, that winning streak wasn't just an anomaly. We're going to take it to the National Conference teams, and they do so with a lead over Canyons, 21-7, with 1 minute left to go in the second frame. Grossmont and East LA, it's 14-7, East LA with the advantage. 5 minutes left until the end of the second quarter there. Fullerton College will play East LA at East LA in just about 2 weeks. LA Pierce and Compton. Compton has a lead over LA Pierce as the second quarter comes to an end. Compton, of course, if you are familiar with that Compton program, they had a couple of lean years in the 2010s, but they are starting to get themselves back on track. A couple of wins in the last few seasons, and they are taking the lead in game number 1 over top of LA Pierce, a total of 7-0 as they finish off the first half of play. Saddleback and Ventura. It is Ventura beating Saddleback 28-13, a 15-point lead for Ventura over Saddleback with 3 minutes left in the second quarter there. Fullerton College will play Saddleback in the second to last game of the season. So again, all of these opponents, Fullerton College won't be scoreboard watching, but they will be paying attention to how each and every team is playing things out across the first half of the season to see what they are going to face later on. Of course, today, in front of you, Fullerton 17, Santa Barbara 0. That's our score here, with other games happening around Southern California. El Camino and Southwestern at 6 p.m. San Mateo is taking on Sierra 19-10, and that is going to the half. Cerritos 14, Antelope Valley 10, with 4 minutes left to go in that one. And also starting at the same time, San Bernardino Valley and San Diego Mesa. That one also started at 6, but it doesn't have the same results that we have currently. We will give you an update as that one continues to move along. Final 4 games tonight across California. LA Valley is tied at 0 with 7:20 left to go in the first quarter. That one started at 7 p.m. Mount San Antonio, or as most people will know it, Mount Sac, 21-10 over Mount San Jacinto with 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter there. Mount San Antonio, hold on, I'm still trying to catch my breath from going up these stairs, but Mount San Antonio, Mount Sac, perennial power in Southern California. As we mentioned last year, they played for the Southern California Championship, or they had the opportunity to play for the Southern California Championship. They end up losing to Riverside. They're trying to improve on that record this season. They play Mount San Jacinto again. 21-10 is the score, an 11-point difference. Long Beach and Riverside is just underway. They do not have a score with about 4 minutes into that first quarter. If I do the math correctly, that's 11 minutes left in the first. But no score between Long Beach and Riverside City College. And the last one here tonight in Southern California, Pasadena City and Santa Ana. It is a 3-0 ball game as Pasadena City has the advantage. There was one more game on the docket, Glendale and Desert. Well, let's put it this way. It was postponed, and I'll give you one guess as to why, since it was at College of the Desert.
Oh,
Hot?
It was quite hot, so they had to delay it. But bringing back the broadcast crew, Mark Pavlovich, Corey Neyland, guys, 17-0 for Fullerton College. Plain and simple, the defense has looked good in the early going.
I think they did everything right on offense and defense. So there's no complaint about what's going on right now. Corey Neyland, I mean, you look at what Keenan, because he's the offensive coordinator. Man,
So who's the head coach?
Brian Crooks and Phil Austin.
Defensive coordinator?
Brian Crooks,
Offensive coordinator?
Keenan Gardner.
First year as offensive coordinator?
First who?
First year of offensive coordinator
Yes,
for Keenan Gardner.
yes.
All right.
Yes, and you got to be impressed with what he's calling, you know, because, and I'll give it to the players too. They are executing the game. And if you're Brian Crooks, you were hoping they weren't a bunch of young people that didn't know what they were doing. They've done what's been asked of them tonight here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Yeah, the young people, the young teams, both teams are very young. And even though Santa Barbara's being shut out, you see the talent that they have on the field. And compared to last year, they seem to be a little bit more explosive on the outside with Donovan Harris and a couple other players that they'll be able to compete and battle as this season goes by, as they're shorthanded today. But again, you got to feel good about this Santa Barbara team when Coach Craig Moropoulos as the season goes along.
Well, I'm impressed with the receivers. I mean, Cameron Green looks good out there, Corey. And then you look at Ben Stewart. They've all had, when the ball's close, have been there. And then give it to Benny Collins. He's done a good job at quarterback for Santa Barbara. No doubt about it. They have a nucleus on what they can do here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan, Corey, and the old guy, like we said, over 60 years of calling Fullerton College sports. Boy, one of us is getting old, and the other one, I don't know. He must know Father Time. That's all. You know, I think we grew up together, Father Time and I. Here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Hey, do you want to go over there and run that other thing while Ryan's gone? So Ryan Osborn decides, you know, it's like those guys that just decide they're not going to show up for work that day. As Santa Barbara received in the first half, so Ryan Osborn comes flying back. Ryan says, oh, second half starting, I need to get back. Taken there at the 10. Up the middle, getting drugged down right at the 38-yard line. So, the Hornets, great field position to start this second half, up 17-0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey, Ryan, and myself, happy to bring you this game today on Sportsnet, USA.net. We're at home next week. Slim Joe will be on the air with us.
Hornets from their own 40-yard line.
Back in the game at quarterback, Toby Schmidt. So Schmidt comes back in. First down and 10. They marked it right at the 40-yard line.
Toby Schmidt back at quarterback.
Start off, straight dive play. Couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Honore comes down at running back.
And he goes out, Mr. Duncombe back in the ball game.
And Jack Myers brought him down for the Vaqueros.
Offensive line still in there. Corey Rivera, Zamora, Frazier, Jeffs, Cook, and Walker.
So the official walks up the line of scrimmage. Oh, he's actually adjusting the uniform, so jersey had to get pulled back down. Schmidt looks over thing. Handed it straight up the middle. Gain all the way out to the 45. And Missick Duncombe comes up with a nice run up to the 45 for the Hornets. Big third down to start this second half off.
Jack Myers on the stop out of Walnut Creek, California. He's got 5 tackles tonight. He and his other linebacking cohort, Anthony Arts, has done a nice job. Anthony Artis has done a nice job on defense thus far.
Cartagena to the far side of the field, to the near side of the field. Aiden Bravo, who made a nice catch when he was out there. They go back, low and deep. Middle of the field, they drop it on the money. Oh, you can't throw a dime any better than that.
45 yards to Cartagena, and again, Toby Schmidt, who knew based off of last year when he played in his limited role and limited time. Fantastic first ball game.
First and goal for the Hornets. So they run it, run the pitch, try to get somebody at the corner, all the way out, taken to their nice defense by Santa Barbara to string that play out.
And that was Connor Lopez who stretched it out. Again, Ryan, you saw the play, you saw the catch. Man.
Guys, one thing that we were actually told last year about Toby is that he had the inexperience last year, but he has great anticipation when he's throwing it to his receivers. You'll never see him throw a ball directly behind someone. It's always going to lead someone. He'd rather miss in front of someone instead of throw it behind.
Goes across the middle, touchdown, Fullerton College. Again, on a line, in the hands. The receiver opens up for 5 seconds, Mr. Neyland, and it's like handing him a loaf of bread.
It's a word that we like to use occasionally, decisiveness. He's been very decisive in this first game.
The word that you've used in the past with successful quarterbacks for Fullerton College, Corey, decisivity, and he has it tonight.
So the Hornets march down the field, and now you just look at them and say, okay, we're making it loose easy with 12:20 to go. It's the Hornets 24, Santa Barbara 0. Here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan, Corey and I were talking while you were at halftime telling everybody what's going on, but we talked about Keenan Gardner as the offensive coordinator. First year as OC. I gotta say right now, he's calling a heck of a game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Mark. And when you look at this one thing you like to see, too, is a lot of balance to it. We've seen the rush set up the pass. You looked at that last drive where it wasn't Toby on the field, but yet you still see Fullerton College get positive yardage, move their way downfield, and they got themselves into the red zone twice with a different quarterback.
And when you're talking about Max, when he brings them in, he does bring that change of pace, even though both can move. Max Martin, he's also a runner that can advance the ball as well. And they continue with that two-quarterback system that they've used for years.
Harris and Stewart, who have been back there again for Santa Barbara. Kick it high and deep. Harris takes it about 2 yards deep in the end zone. Looks to go to the right. Has a block out there. Gets swallowed up just before the 20-yard line.
And, Corey, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not Cartagena's second of the game?
Yes, it is. He had one down here on the near side from us on the opposite side with the catch, and that is his second, and both from Schmidt.
Guys, the thing is I'm impressed about is our receivers, Corey, you know how it always bothers me. Don't catch with their hands. If we go back to the great ones that we have seen, hand catchers of a football, Ryan Osborn, these guys are reaching up, grabbing it, and holding on to it. First down and 10 for Santa Barbara, right at the 20. Santa Barbara looking for an answer in this game. Defense has been there all day long. And it's straight up to Harris, right up the middle.
Quick on quick, as he's up over 50 yards in the game rushing.
You gotta like Harris as a running back. He's decisive, and Corey, there's another thing. Decisive running back. He's got the speed. He splits the gap really quick. Gain of 7. It'll bring down second down and 3. Stewart comes on the near side of the field. Clements going to be in the slot next to him. Harris at running back. Big second down. Going back. Throw back. Knocked up in the air. Incomplete pass.
And was that Chiffon? Yes, it was Chiffon Boyd. Again, having an outstanding game. 2 sacks, One batted down, 6'2", 300-pound sophomore from Andrews, South Carolina. Siobhan Boyd.
Third down. Benny Collins at quarterback. We'll see what he can do. Clements still in there as wide receiver. Harris at running back. Stewart goes out. Wide to right. Clements. Stewart comes the near side of the field. Harris at the running back. They go back. Gonna throw it out in the flat. Nice there. Makes one of them move. Out to the 30. It should be a first down. Santa Barbara.
That's good for the Santa Barbara first down.
So they end up getting 10 yards right there.
Number 6, Boyd
Nice little runner.
on the stop for Fullerton.
Stewart comes out. Into the game now is going to be Devin Phillips. Phillips comes in. Like what Phillips does as a receiver and as a running back. We'll see if they do that. Again, far side of the field is going to be Clements. Harris in the backfield with Stewart, who's going to be with him. Phillips is back there with Harris. They look, take out there. He's going to step in the gap. He does, takes off running, gets cut down at the 35 as Benny Collins finally shows the ability to scramble.
Collins in that first half and into this second half.
For the Hornets,
10 of 19, 96 yards with that one interception. Donovan Harris, only 26 yards on the ground, but 50 yards through the air. So those quick passes on the outside, 76 total yards thus far in this game. Leading receiver and rusher for the Vaqueros.
Clements to the far side of the field. Green to the near side of the field. Harris at running back. Collins there. They hand it off to Harris. He takes an arm, and I'm not sure that was Harris. I think that was Devin Phillips, that he took a defender and shoved him out of the way to get more yardage. So Phillips helps move the chain. Nice little ground game going on for them. Benny Stewart. Benny walks back in there. Well, it's Ben Stewart. I've been calling him Benny. Sounds like we've known each other forever. He goes out far to the right. So Stewart in the slot. Next to him is going to be Easton Clements. Green here on the left side. Harrison running back. First down and 10 at the 40. Going back. Pump fake going out there. Chase in the middle. Drops it out at the 50. So we move the chains again. So nice little pitch and catch to Easton Clements, and Clements gets a first down.
And he's brought down by Jeremy Naborn. Leading the way in that first half, Ethan Charpentier had 12 total tackles. That's number 44 in white, the middle linebacker, had 12. Christopher Harvey, 3 tackles for loss. Siobhan Boyd, again, those 2 sacks.
second down and 1.
And
So
a batted ball, sorry.
They marked him short, so it's going to bring up a second down and 1. This is where you watch Harris. He can dance his way. Harris goes out to the flat. They go over here to the near side of the field. Short arm the pass. Harris was all alone in the flat. Ryan, they looked off of him quickly out there. Looked like an easy first down. It's now third down and 1 at the 50 as the Hornets come out here and start the second half with marching down the field. 8:48 to go here in the third quarter. It's the Hornets 24, Santa Barbara 0 on Sportsnet USA.net. Soares comes here. Stewart in the slot next to him. They hand it off to Harris. Harris stays on his feet, works his way all the way down. First down for Santa Barbara. They'll move the chains. Methodical on this drive.
And there's going to be an unnecessary roughness personal foul on Fullerton. If they don't pick it up, it'll be another 15 yards.
Personal foul against the Hornets. So let's move that another 15 yards up the field. And now they're going to crawl down there across the 35-yard line. All the way down to the 32.
Daniel Kletcher comes in for Jeremy.
First down and 10. Collins looks over the sideline, gets everybody ready. Cameron Green in there. Green goes to the far side of the field. Soares comes to the near side of the field. Stewart in the slot next to him. Harris up running back. They hand it off to Harris again. Harris gets across the 30. They're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. So it's the first time the defense is looking like they're bending just a little here on this night at Santa Barbara.
Twan Johnson, a safety for Fullerton, has 7 tackles. His partner is Gavin Stewart. He's got 4.
Green covered. It's a 1-on-1. They're down on an island with Green on the far side. Collins goes back. Flips out of her. Ball is knocked away. Incomplete pass.
Caleb Smith, 6'2" defensive lineman from Chandler, Arizona, Hamilton High School. Caleb, when they're in there on the outside, right now it's Des Palomalu on the outside on that defensive line. In the middle, Damian Burgueno and Paul Boyce.
3rd down and 8.
So Stewart goes to the top of the field. Green comes to the bottom of the field. Collins at quarterback. Hayes back there. We're going to get a flag on the play. Should be motion. We'll see if it is.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
So a little anxiousness up on the line. That's going to move it back to the 35. It's going to make it now 3rd down and 13 for Santa Barbara. Collins looks things over. The defense should come after him. They are down with the lineman. There was a hook on the outside. No flag thrown there. Collins has got to run. He's going to be taken down before he gets back to the 33-yard line. They're going to mark him right at the 33.
So Boyd, a terror on the inside. First game overreaction for the Hornets is they look really, really good. But that's an overreaction for the first game of the season.
Devin Phillips now comes in. We'll see if he's a receiver or a running back. He's going to stay in the backfield. So we're going to keep Phillips and Harris as the running backs now for Santa Barbara. 4th down. Collins goes back. Here comes the pressure. He runs into pressure. He gets dropped. Another sack, Mr. Neyland.
And that is Des Palomalu. You tried to give him one earlier in the ballgame, Mark. Well, he gets his first sack of the season right there.
So the Hornets have the ball on takeover. Ryan Osborn, did you think, let's be realistic, did any of us think they were going to be this good tonight?
Well, based on what we've been talking to people around the program, no. Plain and simple, no. But when you look at it, Mark, that's the one thing you see with this defense is that, yes, they have the inexperience in terms of playing at the, Fullerton College level, per se, in terms of starts. These are guys who are still going out there and committing to Brian Crook's scheme, allowing themselves to be in the right spots and make plays.
Kevin Hicks now in at wide receiver to the near side of the field. So Hicks now getting some playing time. Straight dive play right up the middle. Turns, stays on their feet, drugged down. Hasn't been taken down yet. So a gain of 4 on the play. So we'll see if Keenan changes his attack plan offensively.
Jared Peters, the ball carrier for the Hornets.
You think you want to work on things in this second half. You got a 24-0 lead. Let's work on running the ball. Let's work on those things in practice and getting timing with our receivers as well.
Peters, the running back. Hand it off to Peters again. He gets away with one. Then he trips and falls down, cutting back, trying not to get taken down.
Yeah, you want to work on things, but Jack Meyer says, you know what, I'm going to blow up everything you're trying to work on and dive in the backfield, and you get a tackle for loss. He's had a strong game for Santa Barbara.
So Schmidt at quarterback, Peters at running back. Big play. We'll see if they can hand it. Desmond Duffy comes out to the near side of the field. 3rd down and 9 at the 40. Schmidt's got time. Middle of the field. Drops it there. 1st down, Hornets. And guys, running routes have been sharp for them all night long. Running routes.
A deep dig, a square in at the 1st down markers, 2 yards behind the 1st down marker is Cartagena. And again, Toby Schmidt delivers a dime. He's 9 of 11 with 3 touchdowns.
1st down and 10 at the 45. They're going to hand it again one more time to Peters. Turns the corner, gets run out of bounds. They're going to mark him out right at the 42-yard line. 2nd down with 4:17 to go in this 3rd quarter. It has been all Fullerton tonight. It's the Hornets 24, Santa Barbara 0.
Schmidt's thrown for 188 yards.
Going back. There it goes. We'll see what happens. Flings it down the middle of the field. Almost gets the receiver to take off, and he almost drops it right there. And Corey, if it's a catch, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, and both of them are on the same page. I'm open, but I don't think they can decide, okay, I'm throwing it at you and you're coming up, or if you're going to make that last-minute decision to take that step back. Now he's 9 of 12. And Mystic Duncombe is back in the backfield with him.
So Mystic Duncombe at running back. They run out this direction. Here it comes. He feels the pressure. He runs back the other direction and flings across the middle of the field. Caught once again. Oh, guys, all right. Ryan Osborn, he goes to the right. There's nothing there. Now he's going to outrun the defensive guys. There's nothing there, and flings the football.
Well, not only do I want to give credit to Toby on that one, I want to give credit to the wide receivers, turning around, looking where your quarterback is, and adjusting yourself to give him an option that he can go to downfield.
Yeah, Jabri saw sometime last year, but he's making the most.
1st down and 10. Here comes the pressure again. Step up, middle of the field, touchdown! Fullerton College. And I tell you what, Mystic Duncombe ends up finding a hole. No?
Oh, no, I was kidding. That's number 2 for Desmond Duffy.
Oh, I thought you were telling me that's who was down there.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I said Desmond Duffy's 2nd touchdown reception.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I didn't mean to confuse
Oh,
you.
okay.
First game jitters. I'm sorry.
You know, Corey Neyland throws up two fingers like, okay, this is who it was. I went, oh, okay, I got the wrong guy. Yeah, again, guys, it is just, I'm going to go back to what Ryan says, and after this kick, I want to quickly talk to both of you, as it's now 31-0.
4th touchdown pass, and he's 10 of 13 passing. And now with this, he had 188 before, now he's up to about 230.
So Ryan, I'm going to go back to you quickly, and then Corey, you chime in. You've talked about the receivers. When he takes off running, they just seem to find the place to be.
Well, I think it's awareness, right, Mark? We've talked to this receiving corps, the coaching staff for this receiving corps as well. We mentioned to them, okay, if you do have a mobile quarterback, how do you teach them to be in sync with that? And what they always tell us is you run your route, but also have that sense of where your quarterback is. If you turn around and you see that your guy isn't in the pocket and isn't set to throw and has to escape, go and find a route that's going to work for him. Go and find a space that he can drop it into and anticipate where you're going to. Fullerton's wide receivers have done exactly that in this matchup, and 7 different times we have seen it work out.
Corey, the other thing you got to talk about, it's a quarterback that has his head up when he can see people out there.
Easton Clements back to receive along with Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Thank you. So Clemens back deep
For the Hornets.
with Stewart. Goes to Stewart. He's going to take it at the goal line. Comes to the near side of the field. Makes a turn. He's got some speed. Looking to keep going. Gets across the 20. Wrapped up in a bear hug and thrown down. 31-0 here on SportsNet, USA.net.
Should I jinx it?
Yeah.
Okay. Officials in tonight's ball game done a nice job of keeping this game moving along, not throwing many flags when not necessary. So we hope it can keep this going with 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Well, now we are getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Not only are they going to throw flags, they have relatives that are going to be shutting down lanes no matter what freeway we pick to get hold of, right? So.
Santa Barbara has the ball at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, Vaqueros.
So we'll see what they can do. Benny Collins comes on out. Harris still in the backfield. Also back there is Devin Phillips with him. Far right of the field is going to be Clements. 1st down and 10. So it's 1st and 10 right at the 23. Corey's jinxed it already. Ball's been set on the field for the last 45 seconds. They just walked over and said, hey, ref, what are you doing? Well, we just heard Corey Neyland said we're really doing a good job here keeping the game going. We don't need to be home.
You know, up north, American River beat Sequoias 35-18. Siskiyous beat Coalinga 29-21. Coalinga. That's what I said, Coalinga.
Yeah.
I know it's Coalinga.
Harris runs it.
Donovan Harris.
Giovanni Welch first on the scene.
I thought maybe I'd been saying the name wrong for the last 20 years. I don't know.
Stop for Fullerton.
Mason LaSource in the ball game for the first time for the Hornets. He wears 46. A lot of newcomers along with Oscar Madrigal, 54, who's up front. Damian Borgueno also on the interior. And Romeo Zuniga.
2:31 to go. 31-0. Your Hornets. Collins looking for something. Gonna go over here quick. Nice little pitch and catch taken down there. And so finally finds a little opening, gets a little breathing room out there and competes that one to Underwood. Oh, to Carson. Okay, we had talked about him being there before.
Fred Adams Jr. of the Hornets.
Old school button hook. Run out, turn around.
I'll throw you the ball.
That's what playing in the streets move right there. Playing in the street call, go to the red car, turn around, we get a first down.
All the way out to the far side is Cameron Green. Been quiet now for a while. Cameron's an excellent receiver for the Santa Barbara team. Going back over here again. Thrown there. Taken down as Clemens goes down. Catches the ball. And then he immediately hits the turf. Gain of 3 on the play. About 1:20 to go here in this third quarter. Well, if you're a Hornet fan, you're absolutely thrilled for Brian Crooks and Phil Austin, the way this has started off. Each one happy. Keenan's calling a great game on defense. On offense. The defense is shutting the door. 2nd down. A long 7. Collins handle it straight up the middle. Devin Phillips has no place to go there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And that's Naborn one more time. He's back in after that unnecessary roughness call earlier in the quarter.
So we're at 40 seconds. Should get one more playoff as we get ready to head to the last roundup of this first game here on sports@usa.net. Corey, Ryan, the old guy, and Gabby having a great old time here on sports@usa.net. Gabby loving Santa Barbara. Gabby saying, when we move it, Corey. They're going to go down. Couldn't get him. Throwing deep. They're in the middle of the field. Caught. Dropped. Incomplete pass at the 10.
And that was Carson Minch.
So I thought for a second it was pulled in, and Corey, I think when he hit the ground, the ball came out.
Hit him right in his gut. He fell on his back, and that's when the ball popped up
Corey will be back in a second as he's chasing the food. Wow, that smelled pretty good.
There's your chili.
He opened up a can and went to his car. Been sitting in there all day. Here comes pressure up the middle. Kicked, it's going to drop at the 13. First person misses, turns the corner. Can they set a wall? Here they come on the 30, on the 40, staggering back across the 47-yard line. A beautiful return for your Hornets.
Kavion Bills with a 33-yard return as we end the third quarter of play, Mr. Pavlovich, Mr. Osborn.
As we come to the end of the third quarter, it's the Hornets 31, Santa Barbara 0. Here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Brian Crooks, Phil Austin. Corey, when we look around, the rest of the game's going on in the 3C2A.
Earlier, Butte 45-17 over Reedley. Sacramento City College 24-20 winners over Feather River. West LA drops to LA Southwest 20-18 earlier today. Redwoods 33, Merced 7. Los Medanos 31-16 winners over Cabrillo. Last night, Fresno City, they beat Diablo Valley 19-7. And Laney, they beat somebody. And maybe I got to go check that one. Golden West, 1:30 left to go in the fourth quarter, up 2 over Bakersfield, 27-25. Santa Rosa, 7:11 to play, beating San Francisco, 34-21.
Wow. Elvis Bacapuna back in the game at running back. Going to get a little conversation. Toby Schmidt still in at quarterback. First down and 10 right at the 48. See if Elvis gets a little more running. They hand it off to him. Straight up the middle at the 40, at the 30. Looking for a block. Steps in, stays on his feet. Flip down at the 21-yard line. Oh, look at the big man roam as Elvis gets all the way down. 32-yard run for Elvis. That might have been the amount of yardage he had last year. Go back, no pressure, dances, go to the outside's got it thrown it, throws it out of bounds, gets it out of the pocket, across the line of scrimmage, legal pass.
More scores, Moore Park 17-16 over Palomar with 90 seconds of play in the game. Allen Hancock all over Orange Coast 45-7. Citrus still beating Canyons Ryan in the third. East LA over Grossmont 14-7 at halftime. Compton still 7-0 lead over LA Pierce.
Aiden Bravo to the near side of the field. Bacapuna still in the game. They go all the way over his head. Got to go down and cover it up on a bad snap that takes it all the way back to the 40-yard line. It's the first mistake the Hornets have had here tonight on SportsNetUSA.net.
Shasta 27-7 win a lead over San Joaquin Delta. Saddleback, you said they were loaded, where they're losing to Ventura 28-13 in the third quarter. San Jose over Yuba 17-7. Cerritos 31-10 lead over Antelope Valley. Mesa over San Bernardino Valley 51-0.
Wow. Quentin Henry Jr. to the near side of the field. They hand it off to Bacapuna. The big man goes all the way down to the 32. So it'll bring up a fourth down. Let's see what the Hornets choose to do, keeping the offense on the field.
Mount Sac 28-10 over Mount San Jacinto. Halfway through, Chaffee 7, LA Valley nothing. Pasadena 17-0 over Santa Ana in the second.
Field goal attempt by Charles Villarreal.
So they're going to try the attempt, mark it at the 39, you add 10, 49 yards. Ball is spotted, kick is up. They've got enough leg, oh no, comes up short. Here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Needed 49, got 46.
Guys, I know the game's going to go on here, but I wanted to ask both of you. at the beginning of the game.
Real quick,
Yes.
Laney lost to Modesto yesterday,
Oh, okay.
44-17. So Fullerton's defense back on the field with a 31-0 lead. Fourth quarter with 12:59 to play. Ben is back.
Yep. He's back out there. Benny Collins stays out at quarterback. So we know he's going to be quarterback this season. Collins looks to go across the middle of the field. Drops it there. 10 yards. So he's going to move things down. Nice pitch and catch.
And they're without Will Doherty, who was projected to be their starting quarterback this season.
So Easton Clements finally has one thrown his direction. Great hands. I like him as a wide receiver along with Cameron Green. I think they've got some really talented offensive players. They've just run into a defense that has not made any mistakes. Here they come. Almost got the sack. Can't. Got to run it out. They come up. Gets hit. Gets across the line of scrimmage. So about a half a yard on the play.
Filling in was Johnny Ingram, 5'11", out of Plano West High School in Texas.
As Benny Collins got smothered on that one. 12:03 to go in the fourth quarter. Looks like, should be, that the Hornets will start the season off with a victory.
And you talked about Cameron Green last year. He was 27 receptions, the most yardage on the team with 432.
One time, throws it over the flat, and that's what you do. As soon as somebody catches it, you tackle them, and they get dropped. Corey, that's the other thing. The defense has tackled well tonight for the Hornets.
Yeah, that game field, it kind of looks like they paid attention to the game field and playing well, game film and playing well. Again, hasn't been distracted. Johnny Ingram again makes the stop.
3rd down and 11.
The new middle backer for the Hornets, Kanye Parker.
Cameron Green goes to the far side of the field. In the slot next to him is Clemens. Benny Stewart out to this side of the field. They look for something. Look over, middle of the field. Nice catch. So you get to the marker, you turn around, ball should be waiting for you. First down for Santa Barbara.
And you do see the bright spots with the Vaqueros. You see Clemens along with Green on the outside. Collins has thrown the ball well when he's had time.
Yeah, and I think you made a great statement there. When he's had time.
Yeah.
The down linemen, Corey, for the Hornets have done a lot on their own.
And that's been a staple of Fullerton College defense for quite a few years.
First down and 10 for Santa Barbara at the 45. Looking good right now. They're going back. Here comes the pressure. Roll out. Throws it to the shoelaces. And when you do, that happens. Felt that pressure that you had talked about. Got to get it to your receiver. And if you can't get it to Jackson, you're not going to complete the play. 10:18 to go. Second down. And the defense has looked good. The offense has looked great for this Hornet team. Comes the pressure. Across the middle of the field. There it is. Thrown one more time. Thrown to Cameron Green one more time. Finds a spot, finds the hole, takes it, and gets a first down.
I may not have been paying much attention. Was that the first true zone we've seen?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been playing person-to-person, man-to-man most of the game. So moving the ball at the 31, first down and 10. And here's the thing. Even though as a player's down, okay, and I got to get to this. Ryan Osborn, Corey Neyland, I got to get to this. We were going to talk about Phil Austin and Brian Crooks. Both of you, this is to you two. What sort of mix is that as co-coaches?
You know, Mark, you look at the way that each of these two guys stylistically coaches the guys who are under their command. I think when you look at how Brian Crooks, and you know him well, you and I and Corey have talked to him for, you guys over 20 years, myself over 10 years now. Brian is very tactical. When he talks to his guys, when he shows them what he knows about defense, he makes sure that they're in the right spot. Doesn't matter what part you are on the depth chart, he's going to have you in the right spot. Phil Austin on the other side, not only is he tactical just like Brian, but he also makes sure that guys have the opportunity to use their athleticism. He coaches into their athleticism. So Brian brings you the scheme. Brian allows you to understand defense and get to know something different and new every time. Phil Austin will also give you that, but he gives you the athleticism side, how to use that in the scheme, how to use that to the advantage of the team. Make sure you're not just an athlete going out there, but you're someone who understands the defense. Both those guys have two different styles, but both of them complement each other very well.
So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 32. We'll get Corey Neyland's perspective on this in a second, as Santa Barbara's trying to find a way to break the schneid right now. Got to get the reason where you say, okay, our offense, hey, we started off slow, but we gained momentum. Here they come. Throw it out there. Again, a missed tackle, a stutter step, and then they come back and get it. Corey, you heard what Ryan said. What can you add to that?
Nothing.
Okay. There we go. You're on sports. No, I mean, but you've known Brian for all the years.
No, seriously, because when you have hot chocolate coaches, that's what we're going to call them from now on, they're hot chocolate. No, when you have the coaches out there, and they're coming in for the first season after years of success, you want that stability, and that's what Brian and Phil bring. They bring stability.
First down and 10 for Santa Barbara. Looking to go to the end zone. Back to the corner. Back behind.
So that means you don't have to shuffle a lot. You don't have to change many things. You don't have to change practically much because you have the defensive coordinator still there, and you have Phil Austin, who's been defensive special teams for years upon years. It could be seamless, and it looks like it's seamless. I just think when a situation arises like this, you have the two. This is the best scenario you could have.
2nd down and 10 for Santa Barbara. Inside the 20. Knocking on the door, sort of. Defense has stepped up all night long at this situation. If you're a Hornet fan, you're looking for that big play right about now. You're going to drop it off in the middle. And they are all over the running back as Devin Phillips went nowhere.
And this is Fullerton has been there when Santa Barbara's been into the red zone and approaching the red zone. This has been the best drive they've had since the first quarter. And it looks like, well, 3rd down 31-0. You want to just try to get some points on the board? Are you going for 6? Or are you going to kick the field goal if you don't make this 3rd down conversion?
I don't think kicking a field goal resolves anything.
I don't think it resolves anything, but it does give you points on the board, and it gets your kicker also into it for later on in the season.
Okay. We'll see what happens here on 3rd down and 11, right at the 19-yard line.
And you notice Jackson's on the right side, on the near side, and Green's on the far side, so one-on-one matchup for each.
Here they come. Here comes the pressure. Brian brings it. They throw it out in the flat. Nice little thing to Phillips. He gets across the 10, and he's going to be short. And now this is where you might as well go for the touchdown. If you make it, you make it. Field goal from 10, you know you should make that. Prove something to yourself going up against this really good, we'll see how good as the season goes on, Hornet football team.
4th and 1.5. You still got a chance to get the 1st down to continue. Now, you've seen them on short yardage. Fullerton's defense has stepped up. Do we see some type of play action here?
Yeah, and you want to keep your eye on Phillips. He's the running back. Here they come. They walk up. Here comes the pressure. Off the corner. Quarterback is sacked, and he is down. Ball should be down, but they're going to say it came out, and it's a turnover on the play. Picked up by the Hornets. It's going to go all the way down. Touchdown, Fullerton College on the play. Fred Adams picks it up and says, I'm taking it all the way home, and he does with 6:24 to go on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Unofficially 73 yards on a fumble, scoop, and score for Fred Adams and the Hornets. Again, a straight pass, and there was no way that play was going to be successful. There was no way that play was going to be good because the rush came up the middle, and I couldn't quite see who came and blew up the play. But again, when you have 3 Hornets around you, they force a fumble, and they get a defensive touchdown. Somebody said there was going to be a defensive touchdown in the game.
Yeah, you know what? That was so long ago, I can't remember who.
Good call, Gabby.
So the Hornets, well,
you know what they said? They said since Harper just tuned in, that was for Harper and Gabby.
that could be true. Harper's dancing right now with Joe. You know, Joe just looked at Harper and said, guess what? We're going to get to see this team next weekend. Oh,
yeah, and
that goes bad.
And this is a defense last year who gave up 16 points a ball game. That was top 3, and it's top 2 in the state, actually. And they gave up 90 yards per game, 214. They were one of the best defenses in the state of California last year.
Corey, what did you say the fumble return for a touchdown was?
73.
73 yards. Long touchdown return, but it's not the longest in Fullerton history. I had to go back into the record books for this.
That was a few years ago, wasn't it?
No, it was more than a few.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay, so that I wasn't
the
thinking
one
the
you're
same
thinking of was a 92-yarder 4 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, excuse me, 5 years ago.
Okay.
But the longest in Fullerton history was 102 yards, and it was by Bill Jewett versus Compton in 1928.
Okay.
Oh, I remember being there.
that was
I should have thought of that. I was sitting by myself.
Mark was a 6-year sophomore at that time.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. It only took me 6 years. I'm still at Fullerton College.
We already know
Education never ends.
We already know what your student ID number is.
Yeah. Hey, that's why I've got a jersey in my closet that says #1.
Corey, it's not a student ID number. His student ID says prototype.
Oh. You know, everybody at home listening is going, poor old man. Look at this. Look at this. You know, they're coming out and shaking our hands during the game. Yeah, we did. We called a great defense and offense out there. You're right. They knew it was all SportsNetUSA.net as we get the Fullerton College coaches coming over and shaking our hands.
1st and 10 for Santa Barbara from their own 27.
They're all saying, you know, there's not one thing bad they're going to say to us about in this football game. So we're going to get a few change-ups. Sanders comes in at quarterback, and Ryan King is now the running back. Ryan King goes out to the flat. They throw it behind Ryan King. That's a lateral, and it's going out of bounds, a loss on the play. So it's going to be out at the 21-yard line. Threw it behind the running back. The running back couldn't handle it, goes out. That's a lateral if it's not a forward pass, and therefore it's an incomplete pass. It's not an incomplete pass. It is a loss on the play. 2nd down and a good 19 on the play. Sanders at quarterback. Came in when it looked like they had a player hurt. Sanders getting his chance. Taking off and running. Sanders turns across the 25 down to the 28. Gets up, but he's down there. Corey, it should be now. I'm going to let you talk about the defensive players that are out there, because we probably should climb into that 3rd area now with the new offensive players for the Hornets.
They brought 90. Every 90's playing today, basically. So who made the tackle? That was Braden Weddle, 6-foot sophomore from Bakersfield Liberty High School. It's
going to be 3rd down and 10 for Santa Barbara. They were close. Then a fumble. Got to step up again. Keep running up the middle, cross the 40, down to the 42. So Sanders putting the team on his back, saying, hey, guys, I'm going to show everybody that I can substitute, or if we get in trouble, come in and spark a team.
He's lightning out there. Again, 5'9" runner out of Granite Hills.
And that's good for the Vaquero.
First down and 10.
41-yard line.
We're at 4 minutes in this 4th quarter. 4 minutes, 28 seconds. Goes back again. Pump fakes. Throw it there. Gets picked. Almost sucked up for
Weddle.
another turnover.
And that's Weddle once more. Got 1 tackle, almost an interception.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
One safety out there, 37 in white is Samaje Shepard.
Hornets clicking on every part of the game here. To the quarterback, double pumps, ball goes down. Corey says it's incomplete. They're saying it's caught at the 49-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play.
Other safety, Perry Williams, the 4th. Near side corner is going to be Justin Smith. Far side, who had that 73-yard return, is Fred Adams.
Big 3rd down and 1. Quarterback gets away, gets swallowed up, does not get back to the original line of scrimmage. Tackle for loss.
And so Caleb Hadley, his 2nd tackle for tonight, 1st tackle for loss.
So Santa Barbara is going to keep their offense on the field with 3:33 to go.
And now coming in number 10 for the Hornets, Razan Parker. It's out of Philadelphia.
And you might as well see what this young man can do at quarterback. Hornets are doing. Here comes the pressure. He can take off running. He can't get out. Knocked down at the 45. And so Fullerton College with 3:03 to go will get the ball back one more time. And guys, this is a wrap tonight as it looks like game number 1 is Corey Neyland saying, Mark, I'm going to take all.
And the ball goes over on downs to the Hornets.
You gonna give me the Hornets? At least out. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, sir. Thank you. No, just the Hornets. I just need the Hornets. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's giving me all the Hornets. Just want to get some of the new players that may come on the field. Bravo comes out to the near side of the field. Aiden caught a pass earlier in this game. Shouldn't see any run. Right all the way on the right-hand side. Max Martin back in the game at quarterback. Looked good when he came in there. Ran the ball well.
Ran the ball well through that interception in the end zone. Interception was picked off by Ben Antoine. So said Nicholas Batar made the tackle. He's one of those freshmen, one of those all-league performers last year in the Santa Barbara area, who's coming in and making an impact. A starter, just like Aiden Chavez on the offensive line.
2nd down and 11. Letting the clock kick down, running the clock all the way down to 6. Run it straight up the middle. Gets a gain of 4 back. We're at 2:18 to go. We want to thank everybody here at Santa Barbara for being so nice to us when we showed up. Looked at them and said, hey, we're the crew from sports@usa.net. We're going to broadcast the game today. They had a table for us earlier when we showed up here. Ryan, they showed us where to hook everything up and said, yeah, this is what you do is we get the 2-minute warning. in this game, and they were more than kind to us here at SportsNetUSA.net. So we want to thank everybody at this beautiful campus, this fantastic community college, this incredibly pretty football field, and the staff and everybody here at Santa Barbara. Thank you so much for being so nice to us here at SportsNetUSA.net. For Corey, for Ryan, for myself, there's nothing better, Ryan, than showing up at a field and people saying, hey, what do you need? And that's what they did for us.
No, that's exactly what they did. And Mark, like you mentioned, we love to come out to these games on the road, experience different stadiums, different people. And to those who have welcomed us, we truly, truly appreciate it. And Santa Barbara has done exactly that.
Third down. Hornets. Throw it across the middle. Aiden Bravo moves the chains. So Bravo catches it, first down, and the Hornets now can just run out the clock here on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, we didn't know what to see for the first game of the season. We were hoping for the best, saying, please, it's a long ride home. Don't give us the worst. And they've exceeded our expectations today. Once a Hornet, always a Hornet. Well, tonight you can go to bed and just say, this was a heck of a game. Hey, Ray, we didn't hear from you. We hope you were watching. Steve, we know you were, and everybody else who loves to watch the Hornets here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Interesting thing about this, Mark, if the score should stay the same, Fullerton College has 5 shutouts in their last 6 years of play. You go back to last season, they ended up getting a 51-0 shutout at home against East LA. But if you go back into the record books, and we want to thank Phil Thurman for keeping those record books up to date, it allows us to continually give you those Fullerton College records. But if you go back into the record books, the last time Fullerton College had an opening day to a season shutout was at Santa Barbara in 2001. It was a 21-0 win.
So Ryan Osborn, the man of knowledge here on SportsNetUSA.net. First down and 10 for your Hornets. Die play straight up the middle, caught in the backfield.
Still playing hard is Connor Lopez. He's had a solid game today.
So we're down under 40 seconds. The clock's going to tick. So as we come to the end of the game, your Hornets are walking away with a victory to open the season against Santa Barbara. It's Fullerton 38, Santa Barbara 0 on SportsNetUSA.net. For Ryan, Corey, myself, and Gabby, we want to thank you for watching this first game this year on SportsNetUSA.net.